Greetings from the road. I've never quite had the opportunity to tell a story like this, but this is a story of a woman's love affair with her car that she's passing along to her son. This car here has been in the same family since 1964, and it's moving now from Arizona to Washington. And Roberta's in the car. This is her husband, and your name is?
Ron.
Ron, tell me the history of this car that we're looking at here.
Okay, well, in 1962 I met my wife, and
okay,
we dated for a few years.
All right.
And anyway, she decided she wanted to buy her first car, and so she found a Ford dealer in town that and ordered a 65 Mercury Cyclone with a 4-speed and the 289, and
a new car,
a brand new car,
brand
she
new
had
car
on order.
All right.
And anyway, one day she was going by this premier car lot in our little town, and anyway, she saw that, fell in love with it, and went and bought it. And I was racing Pontiacs at the time, and I was after her to get a new GTO. But
you wanted a GTO?
Yeah, I wanted to get a GTO. So anyway, she didn't listen to me, and so she bought it in October, I believe it was, a 64. The paperwork's actually all in the car when she bought it, and her payment book, and a lot of the registrations. And
now you told me this is a rare car, being a convertible, and let's walk over this way a little bit. I'm gonna shift with you because the mic's on this side.
Okay.
Get over here. Now this is a rare car because as we walk around, this has got a 4-speed manual, which is really rare. And this car came out of Pennsylvania.
I believe this dealer bought a lot of his cars at an auction. I think it was called Manchester, and it might have been Ohio.
Manchester, Ohio makes more sense.
It could have been, and I wasn't familiar with that. But he bought a lot of his cars there, and he had a really premier group of mechanics and painters, and it was just a little place. And so anyway, that was the place to go if you wanted the nicest cars, but they were also the most expensive.
Now this is in Washington that your wife bought
Yes, this is in Everett, Washington.
Everett, Washington. So you had it up there all these years, and then you moved to Dewey, Arizona.
Yeah, 1999.
And so it's been here for the past 20 years.
21 years.
21 years.
Next week.
And now you guys are moving to Denver.
Right.
So the car's going to your son.
Yeah, the car goes to our son. We're moving in with our daughter.
Okay.
And
now as I walk around, and walk with me, this has got all original paint except for some touch-up, right?
It has the door skin that we're looking at right now.
Right.
Was replaced about a year after.
Okay, because somebody backed into her.
Yeah.
Do you want to open up the door there?
Well, certainly.
So you got the split buckets. There's the 4-speed on the floor.
It's a G10, like Corvettes. The interesting thing is the gas pedals are color keyed to the color.
Look at that. Color keyed gas.
And I have brand new ones in the trunk, believe it or not.
And clutch. And we're looking at all original interior here.
Yeah, except for the inserts in here. This is still all original. This is all original.
Right, but you had the inserts done.
Yeah, because when the kids were small, they'd stand up and they'd split the seams. And so it was done by a friend of mine a couple times, and then in about 95 I bought the original material.
Now this is a non-AC car, right?
Correct. Hardly any cars were AC in our area.
What a beautiful car. So again, this is a Buick Skylark. You never really got to drive this, did you?
I didn't drive it a whole lot.
Yeah, because it was your wife's car.
Yeah, and I kind of looked at it as a girl's car.
It was a girl's car.
And I like the muscle cars.
Okay.
Although this thing is still 190 horsepower.
190 horsepower, and this is all aluminum engine, right?
All aluminum, full aluminum.
And you've had it rebuilt.
Yeah, I had it gone through because the rings were sticking, and it had the old draft tube.
Right.
And so when you sit at a stoplight, it would smoke out of there, and
right.
So I had a guy that had 2 issues of Hot Rod magazine where he built these engines, these aluminum V8s. He used them in Vegas and I think Datsuns, and
so you trusted him with this?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's it. I'm going to load up. Beautiful car, and Roberta's going to cry when it goes. That's it for me. You folks have Was it before your mom and dad even got married?
Yeah, my mom and dad got married in 1965.
So it was before they even got married, and I remember talking to his dad. His dad really wanted a Pontiac, but your mom had actually ordered a Ford, right?
She ordered a Mercury Comet Sun.
She ordered a Mercury Comet, and then she saw this at a high-end used car lot. It had been brought out, I think, from Ohio or Pennsylvania, one of the two, and she canceled her order and she bought this. And what's unusual about this car, Steve's dad was telling me, this is a 4-speed, which is kind of rare. It's an aluminum engine. It's only been rebuilt once by Steve's dad, and they bored it over a little bit. But with the exception of the seat panels, which Steve's to blame for wearing them out when he was a kid, the car is all original. There's been some paint on the driver's door, but the top is original,
Yep.
right?
Everything I've heard is original.
Everything is, and it's getting passed to him and the family. So, what do you remember about this car growing up?
I remember as kids, I have 2 sisters. My mom used to take us to the lake so we could go swimming, and we would drive this car with the top down, holding the inner tubes as we drove down the street. And then in 1985, I got my driver's license, and this is a car I learned to drive.
You learned to drive on 85. Okay. Now, why is it, this just occurs to me, why is it that you got this car and not your sisters?
That's interesting. I'm not completely sure. I was always drawn to this car, and
Right.
And I'm a car guy. I grew up my dad's son, so I grew up around cars, and this car got me interested in Buicks.
Right.
And so I had a '66 Skylark was my personal first car,
Oh, okay.
and that was mostly a result of this car and always being fascinated by it. And I was the only one who really showed interest. I loved driving it. I used to take it out in the summer and drive it around. And like I said, I learned to drive a stick in this car, and it's just one of those cars that I was so drawn to it. My sisters didn't seem to have too much interest, and I think it was just always the idea that it was going to come my direction eventually.
So you learned to drive on this car, but did your mom let you drive this car per se?
She did. I used to be able to drive it during the summers after
Really?
I got my license when I was 16 years old.
Wow. So your mom trusted you with this car at 16.
Yeah, apparently so. It doesn't seem so spectacular until now, thinking.
Yeah, yeah. My parents would never trust me with a car.
Right.
Yeah, they would never do that. So go ahead and open the door. I'm going to have you start it up. I warmed it up here, and I got to tell you, when it rolled off the trailer, all I did was turn the key, and it just fired right up.
Yeah,
It's a great car. It's a great car. Listen to that. Look at that faded carpet. What his dad pointed out, look at those color coordinated pedal covers. They're red. Isn't that cool? And I know he's itching to take it around for a ride, so we're gonna let him do that. I got the brake on. I'll let you know when it's okay over here. You're clear on this side. So he's going to take it for a ride down the street. Now, that brake was on. You know that. Okay, he's going to loop around. How often do you see a family keep a car all those years? And particularly a mom, that this is his mom's daily driver. So how I got involved is his mom and dad moved from this area down to Dewey, Arizona, and Steve follows me on one of the forums, and he wanted his car handled correctly. He wanted it transported directly from pickup to drop off, so he contacted me. This is an honor, and I think within 2 days, 3 days tops of him contacting me, I was bringing a car from a 27T Model T Touring, my last haul of the year for 2019. I was bringing that to Gilbert, Arizona for Carol and Keith. And I was able to meet him at Cortez Junction on I-17 and deliver that car. Well, that's it for me from the road. If you ever need transport for your car or any other vehicle you might have, give me a call. Freighter Jim, 260-804-6695. You folks have a good day.